That's my opinion.
All right. Good morning, commissioners, and over to you, Chair Harrington.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome whoever came to class. To the August 5th, 2025 Washington County Board of Commissioners work session. This is Chair Catherine Harrington. I'm joined by Vice Chair Pam Trees, Commissioners Jerry Willey, and Commissioner Jason Snyder. First item on the agenda is formal agenda item discussion. Does anyone have any questions on what is on today's formal agenda for the Housing Authority Board of Directors or the regular business meeting?
No.
Okay.
Just a brief announcement about the auditorium. So overnight, water heater had broke, and fortunately, due to our great facilities team, as well as our ITS team, we are up and going. There are fans running in the back restroom area, and we can turn them down if they become too noisy, but just want to appreciate staff working very hard to get the auditorium up and running.
What did you say broke?
Oh, a water heater broke.
Okay. Is the bathroom still available on the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And you can still use that doorway if you need.
Thank you. Next is leadership and board communication. I think we should start with leadership communication first today. Mr. Shandley, would you like to start us off?
I can do that. Good morning. I'm going to start with the quarterly investment report. In your packet, we provided this quarterly investment report to the board covering CWS's treasury investments during April 1 through June 30th of 2025. We are open to finding a little bit easier way for the board to digest this information. When I looked at it, there's a lot of information and attachments. So maybe something we can talk about in the future is how to consolidate it and make sure you see the key points. But we'll reserve that for future discussion. It's all there. It's just a lot for the board to parse through.
A directory of acronyms would be good.
And okay, we will note that as well. Yeah,
I found one of them, but I think there's a couple of them in there and I couldn't understand the second. But anyway,
yeah.
A lot of information in it, but it's a good report.
It's a lot. Great. And Kathy Leader is here to field any, I'll say any questions, difficult, direct them all her way. So thank you, Kathy, for coming this morning. The purpose of the report is to document compliance with the investment policy by achieving equal or better than market performance as compared to benchmark data. Happy to say we are compliant in our returns and we continue to remain above benchmark data. So with that, I will pause and ask if there are any questions on the report and information as provided.
I didn't have any.
Okay. Wonderful.
It's good information. It's good to know we're investing wisely and by policy. So yeah, good.
Great.
Yeah, I thought the document did a good job of summarizing the background very well and just the key questions for demonstrating compliance.
Okay. I just wanted to.
The only question I have is beyond it being in a memo as part of our packet, I'm assuming that it is also posted on the CWS website somewhere related to financial matters. Okay, terrific. Thank you.
We'll double check that.
Great.
As far as calendar, this Wednesday, I'll be attending the Washington County Leadership Meeting again. This will be my second time. I've joined. I really appreciate being there, the communication and collaboration with Miss Angie, city managers and other special district leaders.
Now I recognize the title. It was like Washington County Leadership Meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The city managers meeting. Got it. Thank you.
And then one that is upcoming, and I don't remember, but at the chair's request, there is a Beaverton, I believe it's the Beaverton Special Services District meeting, which includes TVWD, DVVEP and our
The service district managers meeting.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. That I have, with the help of Anne, reached out and I will be attending that. The next one, I believe it's in September. So appreciate that advice, and we've got it on the books.
Well, good job. It's only August.
Yeah.
You dove in head first into it all. So thank you.
That's me. Thanks.
Alex or Ms. Angie, which of you would like to go first?
Chair, Commissioners, good morning. Week before last, since we've had a break in meetings, myself and 6 counselors from our office attended the Oregon County Councils Association annual meeting in Lincoln City. It was a great opportunity and a lot of healthy discussion, especially concerning issues surrounding the federal funding landscape, and then other issues of shared county concern. We continue to collaborate and share information between our counties as it becomes available, and try to crowdsource and work through some of these issues that are affecting all of us equally across the state. After receiving your board's guidance with the new access and opportunity resolution, Eamon McMahon, an attorney from our office, and Elisa Sojourner from our Access and Opportunity office have been working hard with other members of the county staff to develop language guidance for contracts to ensure they meet the spirit of access and opportunity. That document's been provided to the county leadership team and contract administrators to begin the process of reviewing and revising a large number of county contracts. And Eamon and the team in the county counsel's office continues to work with our clients across the county to ensure that if they have questions in the contract drafting process, we're available to help them work through those. And it's going to be quite a bit of work over the next couple of weeks, especially for Eamon, Jacqueline Saito, and Vamshi Reddy in our office, but they're doing a great job. Last week, I attended a community lunch at the gracious invitation of Mr. Wajdi Saeed. It was a great opportunity to interact and break bread with some of the members of our local Washington County Interfaith community. And I want to thank Washi for his openness and hospitality. And I do look forward to returning for a future lunch that they hold. And lastly, we're really excited to welcome next week Mr. David Lewis to our office. He'll be our new litigator within the county counsel's office. I plan to bring Mr. Lewis to next week's work session and introduce him to your board. With that, that's all I have for you today. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and Board of Commissioners. I'm going to build on the Access and Opportunity Language Guide that Alex had mentioned. We have also shared that out with our community-based organizations and partners that we contract with. Part of that purpose was that there's no surprises once they start to receive county contracts, what the evolution of language is and how that language anchors to law, civil rights law, ADA law, and others. So also appreciate Eamon and Alicia's leadership in putting this document together. Feedback from some organizations at this point has been it's helpful to have a heads up on what's coming and more to come, because as we continue to get new contracts in, we may have to amend or evolve the current guide. Moving on to the Office of Community Development, they were recently awarded the National Community Development Award through the Association of Counties for Community and Economic Development Excellence. The Office of Community Development received this award. This is the first award is in the innovation category for the Just Compassion Safe Parking program in the Tigard locations, which received multi-year funding through the Community Development Block Grant Program. The other award is the Affordable Housing category for Northwest Housing Alternatives Alongside Senior Housing Project. This project was supported with Home Investment Partnership Programs, HOME funding. Both of these projects have received additional support through the county, their local jurisdiction, the city of Tigard, and others to be successful. These awards recognize specifically the role of federal funds administered effectively and efficiently through the Office of Community Development. Staff will be formally receiving these awards through the group's annual conference next month. Next week, on Thursday, August 14th at 2 p.m., Multnomah County will test the wireless emergency alert system. Because the wireless emergency alerts use cell towers to relay messages to any connected devices, there will be some spillover of alert to cell phone users in Washington County, especially along the county's border with Multnomah County. Recipients of the alert will hear a high-pitched tone. Their phone will vibrate twice, accompanied by a text message in English and Spanish explaining that the alert is just test. So while this is Multnomah County, just wanted to make note of it because it will impact some Washington County residents, but not all. And that concludes my update.
Great. I'll just share that I watched the video that you recommended in your July 23rd or so email following the adoption of the Access and Opportunity Resolution from the board. Your email to employees had suggested that everyone look at the video that Alicia and Grady did. And I thought it was really, really helpful. So I wanted to make sure to compliment you on that. The team's just absolutely running really fast to keep up with all these requirements, serving our community with their great public service excellence at the same time. But you and your staff are using great techniques to help ensure that our whole workforce understands the why behind this and the how behind this. So keep going.
Thank you for that. And for members of the public, those videos will be also available, not just on Horizons, which is our internal web access for employees, but also on the county's website. That was the first video in what we plan at this point, a 5-part series. We know that long videos lose attention, so making shorter snippets and also being very open to questions that we continue to receive from community or employees and helping cater the content to that. Thank you, Chair, for mentioning that.
Has the board seen the guide?
Yes, that was emailed out to the board last, I will check on when but it was emailed out.
Oh, the language. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. We'll move on then to board communication. Who would like to go first?
I can. Last Tuesday, Commissioner Treese and Commissioner Willie and I had a tour of the Marion County Juvenile Facility. That was, I think, an excellent opportunity to see both the services and facility that are caring for our youth in our community who need that level of service. That was really good. Friday of last week, I had a follow-up discussion with the Washington County EMS folks and some of our leaders on some topics related to the Washington County Consolidated Communications Agency, and that was a follow-up initiated, I think, it was not initiated by me. So I answered some questions and helped work through some things I think there, and just a heads up about that. Yesterday, I had a one-on-one with our acting Clean Water Services CEO General Manager, and then a one-on-one with Under Sheriff Cook. Last night was a Region 1 ACT meeting, and I do want to give just a brief amount of content from that meeting, very summary, high level. They received a report out on the state's Transportation Safety Action Plan, and I'm going to leave you with just a few high level things that I think we all should know. So 98% of fatal and serious injury crashes are in the state of Oregon are caused by human factors and not primarily by road design, etc. And that matters because we have really, as a state, not improved in the last 5 years on any of these metrics because I think we would all say because we're not focused on education and changing human behavior, and that's causing most of the crashes. The other piece of data that I would give you that is really striking is that while the number of fatal crashes has remained relatively steady, or the number of deaths that come from from a crash has remained relatively steady-ish over the last decade. The number of crashes that involve really serious injury has increased by 4 to 5 times. And there are a lot of reasons for that. There was a lot of discussion about it. I won't get into more of that, but I just want you to have some of those key points. I know our county is also working on updating our county transportation safety action plan, so I'm sure there'll be more to come on that in the future. This Thursday night, I've been asked to speak on the access and opportunity work at the East Washington County Democrats meeting. That's a group I occasionally am invited to speak at, and they reached out and asked if I would just come and speak on, as their district representative, come speak on what we did and why. And so I am going to do that Friday. I think there's a BN lunch I plan to attend, and then next Monday is a Tualatin City Council levy presentation that I do plan to attend. I don't think I'm speaking there, but I'm gonna at least go and be present. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think, Jason, our purpose as commissioners is to go there and advocate for it. I did it last night.
Yep.
After the 2 presentations in North Plains, and so, yeah, and it actually invites questions that the staff can't answer, and so, yeah.
I don't plan to not. I'm not the presenter necessarily, but I do expect to speak.
Yeah.
Or to be asked questions.
We will not be quiet.
You done?
Yeah.
I'll jump in. So as we all know, that we wrapped up the fair at the end of July, and it was a phenomenal event from the standpoint of attendance. Was nearly 200,000 people. I don't know if Leah has put out a report to the entire commission yet.
I haven't seen anything.
She gave us a snippet for the fair board, but I think there'll be a much better and more in-depth report coming pretty soon. But it was great. Again, the fair board provided pancake breakfast for the kids for the last 4 days. That's always appreciated, and that's really a fun event. And also the Washington County Livestock puts on their steak feed, and so took the fam to have a good old steak out in the middle of a pasture. Well, actually, it's a fair, but anyway. Also had our first Clean Water Services Audit Committee meeting, and it was great. You got a good team there, Rick, on that committee. Good representation, and we of course selected the chairperson, and then the auditor for the CPA firm made a great presentation as well to kind of give us some insights as what's coming. So that was a great first meeting. Aaron Doyle and Maida and I went out to Stimson Lumber on their invitation and took a tour of their facility. It's really a much larger facility than what it even looks like going by when you're on the way to Hag Lake. They are in the process of making a very significant investment in that lumber mill, and it's going to be one of the most technologically advanced in the country. So we'll wait and see how that works. Of course, I also met with Aaron Wardell and the UT team just to see how we're doing on permitting, and it was great. But they were very happy to have us there, and certainly extended the invite if anyone else would like to go out and visit that facility. Yeah, and Jason, as you said, we went to Marion County for the juvenile service tour. A little jealous of what a great facility that is. They got a running start on us way back when, and they've just been able to add on it, and it's very cool. And those people are very nice. I think that was a good move on our part.
It's both the facility and the people.
Yeah, people were really cool. So yeah, that was good. I hadn't planned on attending that, but I'm glad I did. So it was worth the trip.
Yeah, I was really sorry to be gone for that.
Yeah. So last night, like I said, I was in North Plains making my for them, it's been about 6 or 8 months since I was there, probably longer.
Who's giving the presentations?
Last night, the presentation was Lisa on library and Al Roque on public safety. Got a good positive response, I think, back from the council. If you remember, they are without a mayor, and their present mayor, what do they call it, vice
Pro
mayor,
tem. They're pro tem.
yeah, was also not there. And so, but there was plenty of citizens there talking to the commissioners or to the councilors about what they thought should be going on, and so it was an active meeting. It was good. So it's good that we were there. Tonight I'm going to the Cornelius National Night Out event. Also, there's 3, I think, tonight. So our sheriff's department is very active in the last couple of weeks with all these National Night Out events. And so I just want to say thanks to them for their commitment to that. And I'll see them out there at Cornelius tonight. And then, of course, tomorrow's Congresswoman Bonamici for the tour of the Hillsborough Recovery Center. And yeah, and then the Beyond the Star lunch on Friday. Lots of stuff going on, but it's good. It was a nice 2 weeks. Kind of quiet in some regards. So
No,
yours was quiet, just in a different way.
no, I kept up on email.
Yeah.
I can go next. I just would like to add to about the Marion County tour. One thing that struck me was the relationship between our 2 staffs.
Mhm.
And the fact that they know each other, they work together, they understand models, they share philosophies, and that was very meaningful to me, along with the other pieces. It was well worth the time to go to that. I did have a meeting last week with a lunch with Senator Lisa Reynolds. One of the things we talked about was the upcoming special session and transportation. I sent a note back to Carly and to Aaron. It looks like the proposal is going to be 650 million per biennium. So that's 325 a year, obviously, with a 50-30-20 split, and then a 6% gas tax, a 0.01 to 0.02 stiff, and a recalibration for the truckers. I don't know what that means, and there's more to follow, but
Well, there was a study that OBI championed that the truckers were paying more than their fair share in the weight mile tax.
So that was what she was referring to with recalibration. The point is that it's, back there, and I talked with Carly for a little bit about it and just gave her what I had heard, and she had heard the same thing. She said that's good just to have the validation. I had my one-on-one with Al Roque, and I will be attending the meeting tomorrow with Congresswoman Bonamici. There's council meetings that I was going to be attending, the Tualatin council meeting and the banks. If we don't want to have 2 there, I'm fine not to, but from the library perspective, I thought it was important. And also last night was ACRE. We got the language guide that was presented that Tanya talked about earlier. There were a lot of questions about that. There were a lot of questions about how that is used in relationship to the community-based organizations. Alicia did a good job of answering the questions around what is the relationship between the community-based organizations and the county. And I don't know that they really understand that that's a staff level interaction, that happens there. And the coaching is around the contracts that we will be signing with the CBOs. So, there's fear about how restrictive do we have to be do our CBOs have to be in relationship to the language? Courtney did a good job of saying, look, at the language that we're worried about is the contract that we're putting in place with the CBOs, because that's how it follows from our federal contract to the contract with the CBOs. And I think that the opportunity to understand that relationship was important, as well as the language guide. So when I sat there and listened to the questions, it was clear to me that it's not clear to many people what the relationship is between the CBOs and the county for the services that they provide. We also had a long debrief about the R&O process, the 5 weeks, if you will. And it was very sensitive. It was very, there was a lot of emotion in the room. And, but it was good to get those things out on the table, I felt. So, and this, I mentioned what I'm doing this week. I'm taking Friday off. I'm doing some work on Thursday this week. So that's my schedule.
Chair Harrington, I can go next. And before I do, time is still running. I get the extra minute to ask the
You
question.
get 37 seconds for.
Chair Harrington, will there be an opportunity to go back to the consent agenda item review?
No.
Okay, so I'll raise it when we are on the dais. Okay, thank you. In terms of my update, all of last week I was pretty much sick. And when I was feeling better and not sick, I participated as a speaker in a town hall meeting with both Congresswomen Bonamici and Salinas and Central Cultural on immigration. And I recommend this board to get involved in any opportunity that there is about that conversation. And
I thought that was before I left, that you participated in a press conference with Central.
no, I said town hall meeting.
Okay, so that was different
That's a
than that
press conference. This was a town hall that happened last week. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other thing I would like to highlight here, it's something that I've been reflecting on, especially given how often I'm invited into classrooms and how often students interview me for class projects, or just how often I get invited to student events. And I find that many students connect with me directly, which is something I truly value. But I've also noticed that schools and students in Washington County might not always know how to engage more broadly with the county. So question here is, and I apologize, my cough. So my question is, when are we as Washington County going to step more fully into a leadership role in shaping the future workforce, particularly through creating intentional platforms for youth engagement like internship? And just so we're clear, of course, I personally value I believe in the value of paid internship, because that's one way we ensure these opportunities are accessible to all students, including students that are from low-income backgrounds. But more broadly, how do we create, and this perhaps is a question to you, Tanya, and something to take back to the leadership, is how do we create a robust structure pipeline for youth and students to meaningfully connect with the county government and build career pathways here? Something to reflect back. I know I think I like to see our county get on that path forward. The other update that I like to give is I too had a great meeting with our director, CEO for Clean Water Services, Rick, and you're officially here, Rick. You're officially leading the charge since this was my first meeting with you here, and I really appreciated. We had a really robust discussion about all the going-ons in Clean Water Services. And I want you to personally thank you for staying extra. I think we had a really long meeting, but there was a lot to discuss and to go over, and I appreciate the opportunity, and welcome aboard and look forward to our every other week check-ins.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, I'll go next. I have two things to report out on. I attended the first hour by phone of the Acre meeting last night. I'm hoping that there were some other Washington County staff that were on the phone with that, because there are some unfortunate audio problems with that opportunity. A couple of other observations there. I'm not quite sure how members of the public get into the building and into the room for that meeting. When I departed somewhere between 5:30 and 6, I was the one that let Ana Diana into the building. I was really glad that I happened along when she was struggling to get into the building. I will continue to attend to the best of my availability those meetings because of the information that I learn and have access to as a result of being on this board. For example, I learned last night that our staff have invested in a community opinion survey on COVID recovery and accessibility of our services. It's funded by ARPA and will be implemented by DHM Research to a field of approximately 800 community members. I didn't hear, and I still have questions about why we're doing this, how it relates to our ARPA framework. I don't see how it follows that and how it's pertinent to our work here in 2025 and beyond. But I look forward to hearing more about that. So onward ho we go. And the schedule of that is it will be out in the field in the early fall with data expected by the end of the calendar year. And it will be available in 12 different languages. So onward ho, we'll learn more. The one meeting I did take while I was out last week on family members was the Tri-County Chair meeting because it was the first time we've had one in a few months. Chair Roberts shared that they had a very productive retreat with the county board. They had hired a consultant, Management for Results, to help them work on their strategic plan with goals and objectives. That consultant had worked with Clackamas County mayors and partners in the community. They also brought in Mark Weiner to speak to regional polling. Multnomah County is going through a process now with their budget, given that the state ledge session is over, and now they need to go through and do a rebalance of their budget through the departments because of the impact, for example, on probation and parole officers, health and human services, and then that is on top of the reduction of SHS revenue. So they're expecting that it will take them through September to get into that. I shared the work that we had done on the access and opportunity work, and then we shifted our focus over to Metro and the SHS work. I don't know about you all, but I'm really unclear as to what's happening there. JVP mentioned that she's met directly with 3 of the Metro counselors so far, and they seem to all be in different places. It would be good for us as 3 counties to get together and share our thoughts on governance and the key performance indicators. And she was advocating that all 3 counties should be able to have the vote to approve or not the KPIs. Apparently, Metro seems to be moving forward, Metro Council, with an ordinance on governance changes, fully expecting that we're going to just sign on to new IGAs and I don't see how that happens. You know, you can't go with a presumptive close. Our current IGA stand until we sign something new. So, Multnomah County is concerned about the Metro Council proposal to distribute money to the cities because of the concern that City of Portland will suck up all the money. Whew. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Then we talked a little bit about tourism and how international travel for our area is down by at least 6%. Canadian travelers even more. I had the opportunity to learn more of that when I was back in New England, and their Canadian travel just for the summer season alone is down 20%. And yeah, it's really bad. So,
Is ours up? Going to Canada?
The reverse.
well, all I could say is my husband was just there for a week in July. So we also talked about the Hennepin case, and I don't know if that's something that Alex at your county council's conference you talked about, but the three chairs are interested in understanding just having a sense of the county liability, both in a dollars gross estimate as well as the number of properties. We don't know if there's something common there or if it's a mixed bag.
We can certainly get you something from Washington County's perspective.
Yeah. And then another thing that Chair Vega Peterson mentioned was the most recent, well, every day's different, I guess, but there was a recent President Trump executive order on homelessness. And there seems to be a relationship to the preschool promise program there. So I don't know if that is just conjecture or whatnot, but I figured I'd better mention it. So, oh, I'm sorry, I've gone over time. Sorry about that. So anyway, welcome to the month of August. We have more on our plate than we have staff time or money to support, but onward ho we go. So unless there's anything else on leadership communication, we can pause and then convene in our meetings promptly at 10. Great, thank you. We'll see you back here somewhere around 11 o'clock or so for an executive session on clean water services. Then after the lunch break, we'll reconvene with two more big topics this afternoon. Thank you.